Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War. There's usually way more of a lag before that starts. I'm Mad Mike, and we're here to talk some NXT. And with me, as advertised, is the one and only Sorgatron. How are you, sir?
Live from a undisclosed hotel in Lincoln, Nebraska, right down from the airport, where I'm melting on the tarmac in this week's festivities for Formula SAE, the Lincoln. I've met people from all around the world, but my heart is in Pittsburgh.
He's actually living it up in the Hotel California. It's such a lovely place.
You know,
such a lovely place.
I don't know about a lovely place, but I have a feeling once I stay here, I can't leave.
And with us, special guest who actually, did the work this week, Matt Carlins.
I never come on the show unless I do the work, Mike.
I know.
If I don't do the work, I don't show up. So no faking.
No faking.
Unless it's the Impact podcast, and then I will come in and sometimes be your guinea pig for Two Truths and a Lie, but no.
It's
to be fair, I specifically tell you guys not to watch Impact because I'm a good friend and I care about you.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm continuing on my Instagram of Chelsea Green, and they're just like in Zack Ryder's toy room right now. It's a fantastic. Sorry,
sounds weird.
That sounds like a really bad spinoff of 50 Shades of Grey.
You know what? It looks like it could be, but with more toys. Mm-hmm. Like just picture 50 Shades of Grey with about a 4-foot tall Stay Puft.
Mm.
Wait, are we sure that movie didn't have a 4-foot tall Stay Puft? I don't know.
I'm not watching it. I didn't read the book either.
Okay, that's fair enough. Someone who has read that book, let us know if there's anything in there called Stay Puft, and if it's in fact 4 feet tall. But we are here to talk NXT this week, you guys.
Are you sure? I kind of want to talk about Stay Puft now because that just. Okay, go ahead. NXT before we lose this.
It's okay, Sorg. We can work Ghostbusters references into anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This is truth. All right. So Sorg, what was your word for NXT this week?
My word for NXT this week was kick.
Okay.
There's a lot of kicks in that last match.
There were a lot of kicks. Matt, what was your word for NXT this week?
Meditate.
Okay. My word for this week is letdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of NXT this week. All right. But Sorg, what was your good this week for NXT?
My good was, man, I'm coming around on Kassius Ohno now. Like, I needed a good match that really got me behind him, and this match he had with Aleister Black was it. It's what I needed to get back on the Chris Hero train, and I thought it really delivered, and I thought it was good for Black as well.
Okay. I'm still not there on either of these guys. Like, I still don't know what either of them are. Like, they're both just guys. Like, there's no defining. Like, this NXT felt like Ring of Honor to me, and that's not a good thing. Like, we even had Nigel doing the commentary. Like
that we had just a bunch of matches that were great matches in their own right, but not really going anywhere.
Yep.
You mean the parts I like about Ring of Honor?
Yeah, and parts I hate about Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's coming home for me.
Yeah, I can see why Nigel gets confused sometimes.
So do I. Hey, I'm watching Ring of NXT.
Yes. Matt, what was your good this week for NXT?
I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path, and I'm going to say I liked the Sonya Deville debut, and not necessarily because of what she was doing in the ring. I'm sure that'll improve over time, but she definitely does have a presence and a way about her that is very distinct, and I kind of like the vibe that I'm getting off of her. And we were talking just the other night about who's going to end up beating Asuka, and I could totally see it. She very much presents herself as a total badass. So we'll see how far she can take this thing. I have high hopes.
Yeah, I think in the post-Asuka NXT universe, she can be a real strong contender at the top of the division.
She didn't come across as well as I'd hoped to me.
Okay. Why not? Were you just expecting more like MMA stuff in her match?
No. I thought her match just kind of came up flat for me.
I didn't think her match was great, but I thought her character, I guess, for lack of a better term,
and I loved how she's been being represented in her vignettes and everything, but it just I just feel like it didn't translate as well into the ring.
Okay. I mean, you have to remember, she is still relatively new. She was on the Tough Enough season.
Right. And I know it's something that's going to grow, and what that kind of persona is out there, it is going to need to grow. But I'm just saying, like, as a debut, it didn't set me on fire like, a lot of other girls that have, vignetted and popped up, like an Ember Moon, of course, or anything like that. But Ember Moon is just freaking fantastic to begin with, as her Athena days and everything like that. So that's kind of not a thing.
I think it might have helped if they had put her against a character that we know more.
Would it? Like, you think like a Peyton Royce match would have gone a little further for her?
Yes.
Also, fantastic.
Or even a Liv Morgan.
Fantastic that we've had more wrestling, women's wrestling on this than Raw this week.
Yeah.
As anybody noticed.
A lot.
So,
everyone's noticed.
Yeah.
Everyone has noticed. My good this week is the backstage segment between Kassius Ohno and Hideo Itami.
Yeah.
Because that's honestly the only bit of takeaway I had from this entire episode. I don't know if this means we're getting them both turning heel and maybe forming a tag team, because they both seem super frustrated with things. But it was interesting. It was interesting. Like, that's the best I can give it right now. Like, I don't know if this is going to lead to anything, because I sure still don't really care about either character in the ring.
Well, we're slow burning until SummerSlam. We have a milestone episode coming up that we're going to do some pretty big matches with going on. But I mean, I think this is the format of the show is you kind of have these tweener shows like this. I mean, like it or not, this show is shot like Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't like it actually had character development.
No. I'm just talking about in the shoot format.
Yeah, but the shooting format has nothing to do with the actual.
No, it does to a point, because you have to make sure, like, we don't have Bobby Roode on every week, because then Bobby Roode's coming out and doing something like every 45 minutes to a live crowd, right? I mean, you kind of spread things out. We had the women's thing happen last week. We hear about the fallout and that there's going to be a match next week, right? It trades back and forth. It's just this week we got a lot of debut-y stuff. We're kind of solidifying sanity as this team of Young and the other guy that the non.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know.
Sanity. Okay, Eric Young and this other guy. You got Ember Moon returning and really kind of capping that kind of mini feud thing that started backstage with Peyton and Billy Kay a couple weeks ago. I mean, that's your story right there too. I mean,
that was the only story tonight.
And a backstage segment that pushed that forward. And then you had a match, because you just have matches, because this is a sporting event where you don't just have matches 10 times with the person that you're going to fight at the pay-per-view anyways in tag teams.
But Sorg, there was no reason for that match at all.
Though there was a reason. The stated reason was to show Hideo that he's going to step forward and take on Aleister Black as a challenge to himself in his career, as a person whose career who had self-admittedly not been going so well since he came back. There's a ton of story in there, Mike, and just because it's not a broad spectrum of things,
that wasn't the story.
That was the story. That was his stated story.
Okay. All right.
They went over in commentary.
He just said that stuff this week. He just said that stuff this week, not when he booked the match.
That doesn't subtext, Mike, and they baked a lot of it into that match. And this is again what has Ohno done since he's come in, and then he gets to step back and say, no, this has not gone as planned. I'm not on top of the food train. I did not get win my title match I got out of the gate with Bobby Roode. I got to get this on, and you see him becoming frustrated on top of Hideo getting frustrated and losing this too. There's a ton of story, and you just haven't seen the end of it because you're not supposed to yet, and that doesn't mean story didn't happen.
But it's story I don't care about because they're not the most charismatic people. Like, how about he stands in the middle of the ring and challenges Aleister Black instead of doing it backstage? Why not that? Like, I know we get on Raw a lot for in-ring promos, but guess what? In-ring promos are what get crowds into matches. That crowd was dead for the entire show.
I think there's a crowd. I think logistically, when you're talking about the NXT tapings, less is more when you're doing that bulk of tapings with the live crowd. And if you can get away with setting up a match backstage rather than burning 5 or 10 minutes in ring on that live crowd, you do it backstage so you can get them onto the next match and try to keep that crowd alive longer. So I think there is a purpose to that decision that they make when those kind of situations.
I get that, but the people who don't get a lot of in-ring promo time have to be able to tell a story in the ring. And I don't feel like Kassius Ohno... No, I don't feel like Kassius Ohno is doing that. Like, he wasn't compelling me. Aleister Black, still don't know what the fuck an Aleister Black is. I don't know what Sanity is. No, this is not good. This is not good. These people have been around for months. We have not gotten a single promo at all about what Aleister Black represents. He's been beating jobbers. This was his only test so far. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to agree with you guys on this. Like, Sanity,
that's what we do with the guys.
He got a lucky shot in at the end. Like, it wasn't a domination of Kassius Ohno. If it was a domination of Kassius Ohno, that's a story. That's Kassius Ohno being beaten down. That was a lucky shot. Like, and what is Sanity? Besides Nikki Cross, has any of them gotten any kind of storyline development? Like, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are because they've never explained what the gimmick is. And I even listened to Eric Young on the Edge and Christian podcast. He says he doesn't know what it is.
I don't think you want everything spelled up for you. You're the kind of person that hates that. You hate when a movie doesn't answer all the questions that you have in your head.
They're not answering
and you have the same problem.
They're not answering.
You have the same problem with this. No, I'm telling you, there was a ton of story in there, and I feel like we're watching the two different shows. Also, now I feel like we're on a political pundit show, because we're so fractured in something like this.
I can't remember whose turn it is to give their good notes.
Well, no, we all gave.
I don't know where we're at in the show.
Are we into the bads?
We're into the bads.
We're definitely in the bads.
Okay, I'll say my bad. Poor character development, pretty much all around.
All right,
pretty much all around. The only person who had good character development this week was Sonya Deville. That's it.
Which I thought was the worst.
No, Sonya Deville said, "Lace up and square up." That's what she did. She tapped a woman out. Boom.
Oh, really? You have a problem with Aleister Black, but you're okay with that?
She's been on 1 week, and I already know exactly what her character is.
The man rises from the grave, goes Indian style, and kicks people in the face every day. I don't know what more you want. But anyways, the thing
I want to know why. I want to know why.
Mike,
there is no.
The devil made him do it. Let's move on. The Ely brothers freak me. No, here's my bad. The Elite Brothers freak me the fuck out.
All right, that's just twins. This Sorg.
Yes, but like it's more logistically. I mean, these guys not look the same, but they're built the same. Like you're telling me these guys are hitting the gym exactly the same, which now I have this envision in my head. You know, talking about storytelling. I got a story in my head about these guys going to the gym, hitting the same weights, just looking at each other square in the eye to make sure they definitely take equal amount of carbs and effort, and just to look exactly the same from face to hair to pectorials the whole way down, and it freaks me the fuck out.
I would honestly be really down for that segment, that exact segment as you described it.
I look at the Elite Brothers and I question why WWE would, and perhaps they didn't, perhaps these two just can't be denied, but why they would go out of their way to recruit twins to be in a tag team when they already have twins who are in a tag team on their main roster. The Elite Brothers will never be as good as. Maybe they will. I don't see.
Wait. Who are the twins on the main roster?
Oh, the Usos, I would assume so.
Well, the Usos are not identical twins. They're fraternal twins.
There you go.
That's why it's day one-ish.
That's why we still can't tell them apart. So
I was trying the other night, and one has like cornrows, and I was still trying. It was hard.
Well, one's married to Naomi, and one isn't. That's how you tell them apart.
You can't tell in the ring which one looks like that. They go home to a glow rave party every night. I don't know, Oos.
I'm pretty sure that's painfully obvious.
Oos.
Okay, all right. So you guys are freaked out by the Ely's. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, my bad.
Yes.
Peyton and Billy. It's over.
You shut your mouth.
It's over.
You shut your mouth, Matt Carlins.
It's over. There is a reason that WWE Developmental has been signing every independent women's wrestler they can get their hands on. It's over. Okay? Split this thing up. The iconic thing, I'm done. It used to be a time when calling yourself an icon actually meant something. It wasn't something that you brand yourself when you're a middling women's act on the developmental brand. It's not working. It's not working. Back to the drawing board. Hey, Australian bounty hunter gimmick is still out there. You can always take that. It's over. And for the record,
you really bring back Bobby Roode.
Yeah, and for the record, Peyton is the better of the two. Just putting that out there.
Ooh, don't tell Bobby that.
No, I'll agree Peyton's the better of the two. But,
I do agree. I do agree Peyton's the better of the two.
And I agree, don't tell Bobby.
You know why they're signing all these independent women's wrestlers, right, Matt?
Because the current group of women that they had coming in behind the last group that graduated up aren't good enough, and they can't cut it, and they know it. So they need women who could prop up this roster, especially once Asuka's gone.
Bold prediction time. The iconic duo makes it on the main roster before Asuka.
No.
Bold prediction.
No. Here's a bold prediction for you. The iconic duo. No, quiet. Bold prediction time. The iconic duo in their current form will never see the main roster.
Ooh.
Ever.
Okay. Who would have thought Alexa Bliss would be on the main roster before Bayley?
That's no point. We saw something in her.
That was a thing.
We saw something in her.
You know who else was on the main roster before Bayley? Nia Jax. You know who else was on the main roster before Bayley? Carmella.
I feel like Mike is right. But they're not gonna somebody needs to get beat up every week.
That's true.
I don't like all this hating on the iconic duo.
Mm.
I don't, especially. Are y'all really serious on Ember Moon? Really?
No.
Really?
Keep asking me my change.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Good. I'm glad I'm not on an island on that. Did we get everyone's bad, Sorg? What was your bad this week?
Freaky Brothers.
Oh, right. Okay. So Matt, what would be your change?
Ember Moon.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, my heart.
Pick a side. Are you a werewolf or are you a girl from Dallas? Pick one and do it well.
She's a werewolf from Dallas.
No, she's not.
Just roll with it.
Does not work. Pick one or the other. If you're
Sorg,
a werewolf,
werewolf,
you're not from Dallas.
I was contemplating this week about how she's less mysterious and she's just, you know, I mean, you know, she's got this like gray hair thing going on, which I noticed matches her outfit.
Ember Moon, Ember Moon is the female Aleister Black.
She's yeah, it's just like we didn't go full in with this mysterious thing, and I think it just kind of gets mellowed out. Like they over theatrics when somebody debuts like Ember Moon, right? She had like graphics and interesting lighting on her entrance, and now we don't have any of that anymore. It's just mellowed out, right? Aleister Black is still in the theatrics part of it, and we're still kind of mellowing and selling into what he's going to be, which I think is lends to your point on Aleister that you're trying to figure out, Mike. Ember Moon, I think, kind of she's further along that process, and but really, she's not bad.
All right.
I like her. Like, I think she's my next. Watching this match is why I asked the question about. I'm trying to figure out who my girl is right now.
Okay.
In wrestling,
that's fair.
I think she's my next girl. She's my girl to follow. She's been my girl to follow for a while because I'm like, this is the one that's going to be some big shit, you know. And give her another 6 months and see what happens.
Okay. My change for Ember Moon. Let's have a match with Asuka with her in 3 weeks. Have Asuka kick her in the head so hard that she comes back to NXT in the Mae Young tournament as Athena. Let's just do that.
Okay, no.
Let's literally.
I don't think they're going to do a head trauma angle. Just call it a hunch.
No, guys, you guys are stepping on my joke. Let's literally reboot. God damn it, Sorg. Let us literally reboot Ember Moon.
I just want to point out that you reacted like 2 seconds later, so I was right about the lag.
Because kicks. Yeah, no, that's my change. Ember Moon needs to just go away, not for long, for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, maybe a month.
She was just gone for 3 weeks.
She needs to go away. She needs to just come back
until she figures it out when she comes back.
She needs to come back as this nice Dallas girl named Athena who can wrestle very good. Like, can we please just do that?
You know, I mean, this is inside baseball from a friend of the show that, you know, told me about, you know, a conversation he was having with Ember Moon. You know, she's really just being a D&D character, right? Like she's living she's into that kind of thing, you know.
She's not.
And, you know, kind of finding that spot. But you know what? Okay. Let me tell you my change. Let me get out of this.
She's being a D&D character. Give her a manager who has to roll dice to force her what move she does next in the match.
Here's my change, and I want you to follow me. I want you to follow me on a little story here, because let's pretend that NXT is another show that we all love dearly. And let's pretend that after this fight between Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong backstage, that we flash forward 16 years from now. No, 18 years from now, and Baby Roderick is getting his revenge on Bobby Roode.
Okay. I like where this is going.
That's my change.
Okay, that was it.
And is then booked against King Maxwell.
Oh, yes.
Yes. At WrestleMania, that'd be WrestleMania 50.
Baby Strong versus King Maxwell. I love it.
Yeah.
Baby Strong versus King Maxwell. Okay. So that's your change, Sorg?
Yeah, that's my change. That's where I'm going. I didn't like where the rest of the conversations were going. We got to do something else.
Let's hope that Baby Strong has more charisma than Roderick Strong.
Well, I mean, look at Randy and Bob Orton.
Okay, fair. I'll take that comparison. But that was one thing that I was kind of let down on. Like, NXT was promoting all day that Bobby Roode like did something heinous, like and he just said, "Hey, want to fuck the champ?" Like that's it.
No,
really?
That's a shitty thing to do. No.
Shitty thing to do, but
I'd start a fight too. I'd throw some fists too.
Yeah,
except for Shane Taylor.
That is instant fight. Anyone who doesn't see that as instant fight is loses respect for me. Wrestling.
No,
right. Especially
believe me, I've seen
the mother of your child.
Okay,
yeah.
But the way WWE was promoting it, it sounded like he pushed over the baby carriage. Like that's what it sounded like.
No, but
or he accidentally hit his wife or something like that. Like that's what they promoted it as. Like it's something Ric Flair legitimately said every day of his life since the age of 15.
Yes, but we're more civilized these days, Mike.
Are we? Are we really?
Not according to this picture of 205 Live I'm looking at. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was just let down that that's all it was. That's all it was. Like, I thought maybe we were going to see, like, a whole elaborate promo Bobby Roode did, or maybe he talked ill about Roderick Strong's past, which was very unfortunate, like, stuff like that, but he just made an offhand comment that Ric Flair literally made every single week.
Yes, to his face, with his wife present.
Again,
and his
something
child,
Ric Flair does every single week.
Are you kidding me? This was an entire angle with Steamboat.
This was literally the only reason Ravishing Rick Rude got in the Hall of Fame. What I'd like to have
Jake
right
Roberts.
now is for all of you fat, out of shape.
Jake Roberts. All we need is Bobby Roode to spray paint Mrs. Strong. I don't know, whatever her name is.
God, please,
do MMA or something?
Bobby Roode, if you are listening to this, please
on the robe,
do that. Please,
like when he comes out and Glorious hits, instead of it saying Rude, it's like a picture of her.
Yes,
and we get all like WrestleMania 8 Photoshop pictures with Elizabeth on this thing.
Yeah, and
now you're looking for a Rude Jake the Snake feud where Rude put the picture of Jake's wife on his
Cheryl Roberts.
tights. Yeah, that's just scandalous.
And you can even have Bobby Roode cut a Ravishing Rick Rude promo, and he can say Full Sail Sweat Hogs, which is something I've been waiting for all my life.
I want the best of Rick Rude and Jake Roberts, Randy Savage and Ric Flair, and Steamboat and Ric Flair all combined in this thing. That's where you have sold me. And I think they've made some pretty good inroads on this so far. So we'll see where it goes.
By the way, I want to point out we have just been more creative than WWE NXT in about 5 minutes. I just want to point it out.
It's going to be peaks and valleys, man. I mean, it's admittedly
this has been a long valley. This has been Death Valley, Sorg.
Yeah, but the takeovers have delivered.
I feel like the show has, and I haven't been watching every week, and there's a reason. But from watching the last couple weeks, I feel like the show is back on the uptick. I feel like the main event scene is deeper than it was a few months ago. I actually see some promise for a future without Asuka. There's things to like about where things
I mean, No Way Jose and Cien Almas as a main event or whatever we had was not very intriguing. I'm good with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, agree to disagree. So
isn't that what we do on this show?
Of course it is, all the time. So Sorg, where do you rank? Where
Chad,
do
you got your popcorn out there. Where do I rank? Man, I really enjoyed NXT this week, but it didn't come close in match to 205 Live. Because 205 Live had killer wrestling this week in comparison. Like you said, I really liked the Ohno and Aleister Black match. I really did. But man, just 205 Live just brought it with just tons of great wrestling in comparison to what NXT did. But of course, NXT has debuts and repackages and redirections and all these kinds of things. So I can't hate on that. But again, like Matt was saying, it's a close 1 and 2, but only because I watched 2. So yeah, it's going to be a 2.
Okay, Matt, how about you?
It's a 2 for me. I mean, Lucha Underground's always number 1 in my book, so that's where I stand. But I thought the episode was perfectly fine, as far as the wrestling shows go.
Okay,
it's a comfortable. It's a comfortable NXT episode. I'd be like, yeah, this is why I watch NXT for.
It's a distant third for me.
And you haven't watched Impact yet.
I have not watched Impact yet, and if that changes, which it might, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4-hour Impact. I'm going to take it as one show.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So,
oh God,
it's like the Raw from hell.
I don't think I can post that in the morning. Jeez. Okay.
Well, I still haven't watched any of it yet. So
yeah.
So
Mike,
if it changes,
I have to be at work. I have to be at work at 8 p.m. Central Time or 8 a.m. Central Time. Can you have the show done by then?
Oh yeah, I'll be done. I'll be done by then.
Sure?
Yeah.
But,
DVR is a wonderful thing. Sorry, I can fast forward through commercials. Yeah. Don't worry, I don't fast forward through matches. I don't. I'm not that guy.
Do the work.
I do the work. Do the work.
Do the work. Make sure you listen to that commentary. Where all the storytelling happens.
You clearly haven't watched Impact. But yeah,
yep. And my mental health is fine.
Yes, and mine is not. But NXT is a distant third for me. Again, if it changes, it might. Not sure. Because one of these Impacts, I'm getting Sanjay Dutt versus Low-Ki in India. And I'm very excited for that.
Oof.
That can deliver a home run for me, in my opinion. But yeah, third for me right now.
Sanjay's been doing great things at RWA. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so Sorg, where can the people find you on the internet?
I'm in Nebraska. That should answer all your questions.
See, and this is my problem with NXT. I have specific questions, and Sorg completely ignores them. He is the NXT bookers. Matt, where can the people find you on the internet?
At Mainstream Matt with 1 T. And go check it out. Find out what my 7-year-old did after he saw Aleister Black on NXT.
Why did you bring that up on here? I thought that was a perfect point for on here.
All right, I'll give it up. My 7-year-old, who I don't think has ever seen Aleister Black before, saw him first glance, and after seeing his entrance and him wrestling for a few minutes, sits down on the floor cross-legged and begins to start to meditate. 7-year-old.
I think that's a good idea for him.
That's great.
The 7-year-old gets our Aleister Black, and Mad Mike doesn't.
No, the 7-year-old is also taught to sit crisscross applesauce all the time.
That's just true. Crisscross applesauce.
I was in elementary.
That is a standard command in preschool for all children. Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce.
I was in elementary school today for business reasons, and the list of rules going to the restroom are incredible. I took a picture of it, and I want to hang it outside the Mayhem Studio bathroom.
Hey, Sorg, I'm telling you right now, I'm breaking all those rules.
Only two squirts of soap.
Are you kidding me?
Breaking all of those rules. You don't know my life, Sorg. You don't know my life.
You don't know how dirty Mad Mike feels after watching Lucha Underground this week.
Sorg, I feel so dirty. I've taken like 8 showers. Marty the Moth made me feel unclean.
That's me on these work trips.
Marty the Moth made me feel unclean.
Are we still doing the show?
Yeah. I'm trying to wrap up.
I want to talk about 205 Live. Let's do
Bye,
this.
everybody.
I'm trying to wrap it up. You can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. You can also follow at Mayhem Show. Look for the hashtag MM for when I live tweet shows. I will be live tweeting my entire Impactalooza tonight. So if you're listening to this live, and boy, if you want to hear my thoughts on Impact, I may drink during it. I have not decided yet. But yeah, it's going to be fun. So we will catch you next week to talk about Last Woman Standing. Actually, hold on. Before we go, quick predictions. Matt, Sorg, Last Woman Standing. Who you got?
Nobody beats Asuka.
Okay.
Ever.
Sorg.
Nope, nobody beats Asuka.
Fuck you, Nikki Cross is winning.
Nope, not on this one.
No.
Nikki Cross.
Not for free. Or for $9.99. Or whatever.
Nikki Cross.
Not for $250.
Nikki Cross.
Good night.
All right. We can catch us next time on the Midweek